In February of 1921, a quiet rural area in Tasmania became the center of one of the state's most disturbing unsolved cases. Her name was Chrissy Venn. She was 13 years old. Chrissy lived near North Mawton, a small farming township not far from Ulverstone. On or around February 21st, 1921, she disappeared. At first there was confusion. Children often wandered in the countryside, and communities were small and trusting. But when Chrissy did not return, concern turned into alarm. A search began almost immediately. For 3 days, locals, police, and volunteers combed the surrounding bushland. The terrain was dense and unforgiving, filled with trees, gullies, and farmland. Then, during the search, something horrifying was discovered. Chrissy's body was found inside a hollow tree. The discovery shocked Tasmania. News spread quickly and pressure mounted on police to find whoever was responsible. At a time when forensic science was limited, investigators relied heavily on witness statements, circumstantial evidence, and physical observations. Attention soon turned to a local man named George William King. George William King, a local man, quickly drew the attention of investigators. They noticed marks on his hands and believed they might be evidence of his involvement. King, however, insisted the injuries were not sinister. They had been sustained while assisting in the grueling 3-day search for Chrissy. The case moved forward slowly, hampered by the lack of concrete evidence. Witnesses offered conflicting accounts, and there were no direct links between King and the crime. Yet, public pressure and local outrage demanded action. Eventually, King was formally charged with Chrissy's murder. Due to the intense attention the trial had already drawn in North Mawton and surrounding areas, the court made a historic decision. The proceedings would be the first change of venue ever granted in Tasmania. The move was intended to ensure fairness, but it also highlighted how emotionally charged and high-profile the case had become. During the trial, the prosecution struggled to build a solid case. The evidence was circumstantial at best, and King's defense argued convincingly that there was no proof tying him to the crime. After careful deliberation, the jury returned a verdict. George William King was acquitted. With no other suspects named and no new leads, the case slowly faded from the headlines. Yet the questions remained. How did such a young girl vanish and meet such a tragic end? Why was there so little evidence? And could the truth ever truly be uncovered? Over a century later, Chrissy Venn's murder remains one of Tasmania's most haunting, unsolved mysteries. A story of loss, unanswered questions, and a community forever marked by tragedy.